Hello everybody and welcome to the bonus stream for tonight. I wanted to quickly check this one out because this is a new visual novel that has just landed on the Switch, and I am a big fan of the developers involved. This is an Otome one by Otomate, which is an Idea Factory company, and yeah, it looks absolutely gorgeous. So we won't take too long to play this through because it is a visual novel, not the most exciting thing to stream as such. But I figured I'd give people a look at it in the first little bit because, yeah, it's, as you can already see from these cutscenes, very attractive looking game. I believe it's set kind of in a gangster era. So, yeah, they're all gangsters. And mafia style gangsters, and yeah, you kind of get stuck in the middle of them all. So it's an interesting concept, nice costuming, nice setting. I think it's pre-World War II, I think, in Japan, probably Taisho era. So yeah, it's a fascinating little period in Japanese history, and I think it'll be good. Lots of pretty boys, yes. This is an Otome one. So you play as a girl, and for people who don't know what Otome means, you play as a girl, and you have a lot of different boys to choose between. They're always very pretty. So that's the little opening sequence for the game. Very attractive right from the start. Always, always. The thing about Otomate games, the thing about this particular developer, their art is always impeccable. The quality of the localizations can vary greatly depending on the project, so I'm not sure if this is meant to be one of the good ones or not, but hopefully it's readable. They're always, they're always enough that you can follow them. It's just whether it's a quality translation or not depends largely on the publisher and the localizers involved. So here we go. Lovely calligraphy, presentation's all good. The AAA of visual novels as such. Our name is Liliana Adornato. Oh, maybe it's not even set in Japan actually. Maybe it is set in Europe. And your nickname is Lily. Okay. That's fine. We'll just stick with the default names in this case. Yeah, must be set in Italy. I see. So there's a couple. You've got options, the main storyline. You've got episodes following the best ending, episodes following the bad ending, episodes following the finale. So there's obviously some decisions you get to make, and 3 finales, 3 different endings. But obviously, because we haven't run into any of the endings yet, we'll be playing the main story mode here. Now I can't hear anything because, as I always do, I've turned all the sound off for the point of this stream so that there's no echoes and stuff. But I imagine the music's quite good. Usually, again, Otomate games generally have really good quality music. So it is Italian mafia, which is cool. I'm pretty sure all the various boys that are involved in this game, I'm pretty sure they're all gangsters, like mafia. And I'm not quite... I don't know if they're actually based on anybody in real history. I'll have to look that up after the stream. But certainly Italy, through various points in its history, has had to deal with organised crime as a problem. So the concept is certainly real.
先代の病死によりカポを引き継いだ若輩だが、性格は冷酷、冷徹。過去にはブルローネ中を巻き込んで大規模な血の粛清を行う。
Batman.
ファルツォーネは
Batman's going to show up. That was the name, was it? Well, no, that was Falcone, wasn't it? Not Falzone. Yeah, slight difference. トップであるカポは代々世襲制。構成員は末端まで準イタリア系に限られ、ファルツォーネ家の血縁者以外が幹部として登用された例はない。そして今から約10年前、ファルツォーネの純血主義に反発した一派が組織から離反、後に独立。それが They are known as
ビスコンティ一家。
the Visconti.
市内南
That
東の
name
クレタ地区を支
is
配下に置く。
familiar enough.
国外の新規顧客を積極
I
的
don't
に
know if it's just I've
開拓。
come across it in other fantasy games or it's an actual historical thing. But as you can see, there's a bit of politicking going on between the various mob families, and this is a pretty decent introduction to all of that.
支配地区の市民にも強く支持されている。そしてブルローネに救う第3の
Three organizations, three different mafia families and mobs.
ラオ州、中華民国の黒社会で活動するリュウ・ファンフ、
Oh, I see.
いわゆるチャイニーズマフィアを親組織とし、
There's a triad in Italy as well.
ラオ州は元来移民たちのコミュニティの一つに過ぎなかった。しかし
Oh, what? No, no Yakuza group though. That's a bit disappointing.
ここブルローネに台頭するようになる。
They should
この
expand.
男の素性はヤンという名前以外、警察でさえ明らかに。
I think I like Yang so far. He's got the coolest hairdo, and it's red.
他組織の
So I might try and date him.
公の場にもほとんど姿を見せることがない。ラオ州は特に暴力、抗争を好む集団であり、拠点を置くベレーノ地区の治安は近年悪化の一途をたどっている。他組織の支配地区に比べて圧倒的に犯罪発生率が高く、
This is a very in-depth introduction.
遅くまで熱心だなロッピー。あまり根を詰めるのもよくねえぞ。
違います。
There we go.
俺はロベルトです。
Nice suits. Very nice suits.
期日
My
ま
name
で
is
ま
Roberto.
だ間がありますが、ローマのクエストゥーラに出す定期報告書を仕上げてしまおうかと。
Police headquarters, okay.
例によって直属の上司であるあなたのサインが必要です。後で。
それは構わねえけどな。
まだ何か？
Actually, I really like this art style. It's got a sketch-like quality to it, like pencil drawings, which I quite like. It's quite soft. The aesthetic is quite nice, soft. A lot of visual novels have much harder lines and stuff. This one's quite elegant.
まあロッピー、お前は経歴からしてピッカピカのエリートじゃねえか。ここはただの腰掛けだろ。そんなにムキになるもんじゃねえぞ。数年、早けりゃ来年にもローマに呼び
You
戻
just
され
need
る
to
だろう
wait a few more years before Rome calls you back.
ブルローネでの仕事はもっと気楽にやっちゃどうだ。
いいえ、あなたは。あなた方はどうか知らないが、俺は正義を執行するため警察官になりました。だというのに、この街は今も犯罪者とも
Joining the police out of a sense of justice.
見過ごせるはずがないでしょう。
お前の正義を否定するわけじゃねえ。言ってることもわかるさ。けどなロッピー、俺たち警察はどうせマフィアに手出しできねえんだ。
それがおかしいとは思わないんですか？イタリア王国の管理下にある以上、 法の定めに従うべきだ。
This is Italy, and anybody who resides here must obey Italy's law.
そうだな。
Right
この
here.
町が普通の町ならそうだろうさ。だが
So the police are overmatched, is the point. In the little city of Barlone.
今でこそ
I don't know if I pronounced that right. I can never do the Italian names correctly. But that is where this game is set.
おいそれと文句を言えるはず。これでいとも簡単に治外法権が完成だ。イタリア王国の法律なんてクソくらえってわけだな。自治体警察として
Look at the quality of those backgrounds. I love a good background in a visual novel. They really set the scene. Obviously, that's the whole point of them, but they're often overlooked. People are always looking at the sprites or the key, CGs. They don't often consider the backgrounds, but from personal experience, backgrounds are not very easy. この町じゃ警察なんて無力なもんさ。マフィアに逆らえる奴はいねえ。ローマのクエストゥーラだってブルローネに関しては腫れ物に触るような扱いだろう。お前がいくら真面目に報告を送ったって向こうは重たい腰を上げちゃくれねえぜ。Oh, there's a swear. Obviously an adult visual novel. そうだな。よそから来たお前にはまだ納得いかねえんだろうが。俺は老婆心からの忠告だ。ロベルト、お前には未来がある。死に急ぐな。That's good advice if you ask me. But all of that was like an introduction thing because the main character, the protagonist, the girl, was not even in that scene. That was very Shakespearean setup, Have a couple of characters talking to one another to set the scene. Very theatrical way of doing things. This is where the main character, this is you. You never actually really see you until the CGs pop up. I don't. Well, in most cases, anyway. I imagine this will be the same with this one. Okay. No one's here yet. Religious. This is obviously set, I think, or I mean, it would have been set in the early part of last century, so religion still had a whole huge sway on everything that they did. Praying first thing was like saying good. Yeah, okay. Dial it back a bit there. Maybe you are you live in the church, I would guess. Practicing nun, future nun. Nice church. Ooh, exciting. She can finish good and early. She can help with the cooking as well. That's never good. You don't want to be noticing shadows in the graveyard. Oh, first CG, key art, whatever you want to call them. It's a very pretty boy. With a cool hat. Oh, what a name. Dante Falzone. What a name. What a champ. Looks a bit grim, but he's got cool everywhere. A mafia boss, and a ruthless one at that. He doesn't look ruthless. I bet he's got a heart of gold inside. I bet you. Once you get to know him, once you break through that exterior, he's in pain. He's so beautiful. I'm screenshotting that. I don't know if you can see the little pop-ups as I do screenshots and whatever, but I had to screenshot that one. That's a great one. I did. Yeah, you do get to see the pop-ups. Okay. How do I decide to name my characters? Are you talking about in this game? I just go with the default, because whoever wrote the character came up with that name. In most cases, I don't really care enough to swap it over. I'm pretty comfortable with going with the flow and whatever name they've decided to give their character. In this case, it's Liliana, which is a fine name, really. Oh, the ones I made up. Well, the first two characters were DD and Nettie, and they were both taken directly from digitally-downloaded.net, DDNet, as we call it in short, so DD and Nettie. The other characters, they were picked for one reason or another. I actually can't remember the other three, why I came up with those names: Lauren, Aisha, and Amelia. I mean, Amelia is a character name I give pretty much all of my characters when I play. When I name characters in RPGs or whatever, I usually call the character Amelia. So that's that one. The other two I really can't remember. I definitely had a reason for calling Lauren. Aisha. That's a good question. I think I just researched names from a certain region in the world and ended up with that one because it sounds nice. Anyway, pretty boy's looking at me. Not Lauren, Lorin. Lorin is a it's a Middle Eastern name, Arabic, I think. Uh-oh, mafia boss is coming at me. Run. This text is quite slow. It is, actually. I'm letting it scroll because I don't know where the voices start and stop, so I'm just waiting for the text to get to the end. Should I say good morning to him? Well, that's kind of polite, isn't it? But if I don't say anything... Oops. How do I do that? Ah, I see. Okay. Let's say good morning. Let's be polite. Dante. What a name, Dante. top of the morning to you. They'll save that one for when they do visual novels set in Ireland and you get to hang out with leprechauns. That'll be the right time to use that particular greeting. He's called Dante because his loving is like an inferno. Probably is actually how they got to that name. Actually, he's passionate. He's under that really cool, harsh exterior. There's a burning passion. Otomate games actually do often, not always, but often, they do go Mills and Boon places or Harlequin places, whatever those novels are called. It's great. I love them. I love them for that. Oh, what a nice dining room. Oh, that's good of them. Sophia. If there is a more obvious name for a nun than Sophia, then I don't know it.
私たちは今日の食事をいただきます。ここに用意されたものを祝福し、私たちの心と体を支える今日の糧としてください。
そうじゃないけど。
ジャーは来たばかりだから、ここでの食事にまだ慣れないの。好き嫌いしてるのよ。
Because these games, for people who aren't so familiar with visual novels that might be watching this stream or tune in later on, because visual novels are always created on very thin budgets, they are very picky about the characters that they draw. So this Jean character, they wouldn't have drawn that character because there'd be very little point to going to the effort to creating the sprite and stuff when it's a minor character. Most of the time it's just the main characters that get the full sprite treatment. Every art asset adds to the cost of these things, so they do get very very picky about what they draw. Oh, you must have missed it. She did show up earlier. She's got long blonde hair. She's very pretty. Ooh. A soup found in Italy's Campania region. A traditional soup in Napoli. Various vegetables and meats in chicken stock. Ah, minestrone. I love minestrone. That's a good soup. Ah, it's another girl. Ah, Eleanor. That's the cook. So this is a high budget one. They've actually drawn girls. Most Otome games only have the boys as drawn for 90% of it. This one, actually, we've already seen 2 women drawn as well. Big budget. Oh, biscotti.
私あなたに
One
食
of
べて
them
も
is
ら
a
うのが
Dante
と
will.
っても好きなの。
I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
いつもすごく美味しそうに食べてくれるんだもの。
What would be really great is if Elena was a dating option as well. That won't happen because Otome games are always man-woman, but clearly she's the best choice. Even more than Dante.
でもお菓子作りはあなたの方がずっと上手よね。また教えてくれる？
Do they? Usually? Wouldn't say so. I mean, lots... Heaps of ones that I've played. Enough that I can't... I would definitely not say it's a trend from the ones that I've played. I mean, this company is pretty much the only Otome games I've played a lot of, but... Hakuoki doesn't have a female friendship route, I don't believe. Code Realize doesn't. Oh, maybe Norn 9 does. Does it? Yeah, I think it does. So, anyway. Okay, well, I'll take your word for it. Believe you.
ねえお姉ちゃん、朝ごはんの後本を読んでくれる？私も聞きたい。読んで。やった！
皆さん、今は食事中ですよ。もう少し静かにいただきましょう。
Oh, Sophie is a bit of a disciplinarian.
主への感謝を忘れずにね。
Getting tough on the kids because they're talking while eating. How strict. Anyway. Back outdoors, let's go hang out with Dante. I was reading to them about a book about God and the angels. Maybe Bayonetta the novel. That'd be pretty cool. I'm sure the church would approve of that. The church's teachings were delivered through stories, many of which the children enjoyed. Otherwise known as propaganda. Excuse me, let's call it what it is.
お姉ちゃん、今のところもう一回読んで。もう一回。うん。だって天使様ってかっこいいし。ねえお姉ちゃん。この教会にも天使様の伝説があるって本当？
少し話せますか？実はあなたにお願いしたいことがあるのです。明日の炊き出しでお菓子も一緒に配る予定だったでしょ。先ほど材料を確かめてみたのですが、少し足りないようで。
No ingredients for sweets. That's not good. That's a critical problem. Can't give the kids sweets. You can't indoctrinate them into the church, you see. Is that sarcasm, Diddy? I can't hear the voices, so I have no idea if... I'll have to listen after the stream.
お願いします。せっかく子供たちの相手を
Oh,
して
right.
くれてい
Okay.
たのに
that makes sense.
あら、分かってしまいますか？
Well, this Sister Sophia better not be a friendship route. They've gone and drawn the sprite, but... No thanks.
ありがとう。あなたはストラノの方々も炊き出しを心から楽しみにしてくれていると思います。あなたのお菓子はいつも評判が良いですから。
Your sweets are quite a treat. They are indeed. I do say so myself. Making other people happy makes me happy too. Oh, Liliana. Why you got to be like that?
残念だけど仕方ない。
お姉ちゃんいいな。お出かけでき
あら、遊びに行くわけではありませんよ。教会の外には危険。
Okay, so the town's actually broken up into little districts. And this Accra district is not run by any mafia, whereas the other two are. Okay, gotcha.
ねえねえ、もし街でマフィアと会った
目を合わせないようにするとか。
いいえ、きちんと挨拶なさい。特にファルツォーネは古くから礼儀と信仰を重んじる方々です。では、みんなで彼女を見送りましょう。
ありがとうシスター。
行ってらっしゃいお姉ちゃん。気をつけてね。
There we go. Okay, so like I said, I only want to do a short stream of this to show you a little bit of what it's like. If I get more requests, I might do some more streaming later on, but I need to dash off now. I've gone over. Thanks very much for Diddy for jumping in and chatting with me as we've been looking at this visual novel. I hope it's of interest. I know that Otome isn't something you play quite as often, but yes, there is a lack of pretty boys so far. We did see Dante. We'll see more. There's at least 3 of them that we know of. So, yeah. It looks like this will be a pretty lengthy one as well. Just while we're on the topic of visual novels, if you want to go and check out my review of Robotics Notes, that was the big visual novel that I played this week. That's about an 80-hour RPG. That's about an 80-hour visual novel in itself. That's a lengthy one, but it is worth it because it is excellent. Highly recommend that one. Otherwise, look forward to a review of this one soon enough once I get through it. Depends how long it's going to take me. Have a great weekend, everyone. Play lots of good video games if you enjoy playing video games. Otherwise, have a great weekend doing whatever else you're doing. and we will see you next week. Thanks again.